This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Wadash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, peace, and salutations unto the elect. As you can hear in the background, or you may be hearing in the background, there is a whole lot of fireworks. Okay, as today, at the time of this recording, it is currently 8:51, July 4th, or 4th of July, which is American Independence Day. All right, and pretty much, I live in a neighborhood where there's a bunch of Jake, okay, a whole lot of so-called Mexicans, okay, a whole lot of Northern Kingdom, okay, and all these fireworks are coming from so-called Northern Kingdom homes, all right? Now, they are celebrating their oppressors, okay? That's what you're pretty much doing, okay, when you have the American, the burgers, my family used to celebrate, with a whole bunch of carne asada, is what you would call a cookout, okay, or pretty much a cookout, okay? They would make tacos, they would make burgers, anything that, they would make, and they would invite a whole lot of Jake, and to go celebrate this this holiday, when in all actuality, okay, you're pretty much celebrating your oppressors. Now, obviously, Northern Kingdom is not doing it for, the right purposes, okay, or the traditional purposes as so-called Americans would, but nonetheless, you're still going off, by having the celebratory spirit in a time like this, okay, in a time of 4th of July, Now, does that mean that you can't have does that mean that if your family invites you and, to get some food, does that mean you can't eat it? No, of course, go get your food, go say hi to the family or whatever, but you shouldn't be in that, buying fireworks and this and that, Yeah, they're pretty to look at, there's no denying that they're pretty to look at, but you shouldn't be going out your way, spending all this money, going out to pop fireworks and this and that and the third. Nah, man, because ultimately this is a bloody city that was founded on deceit, right? And by celebrating America, you're pretty much giving the victor to America. Okay, you're giving the victor to America. These fireworks represent a victory to America. Okay. Now, this is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery." Okay, and that bloody city is America, also known as Babylon the Great. Okay. Salakia. It says, "The prey departeth not." Okay. It says, and Jake is the prey. Okay. You, Jake, are acting like you're not the prey. Ultimately, that's why these liquor stores are still open. You go to any liquor store, that's when they profit the most. Okay, liquor stores are open throughout Christmas. They're open throughout Christmas Eve. They're open throughout these holidays. They're open throughout these holidays because that's when they profit the most. So it says, "The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots." It says, "The horseman lifted up the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there was a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. Okay, now I want to pull up this loading. I can get this AI overview. Okay. Okay. Um, Real quick, let me grab this. Slovakia. Bear with me, Babakasha. Okay, so yeah, this is the AI overview. It says the concept of stolen land in America refers to the historical and ongoing disposition of indigenous people terrorized by European colonizers and the United States government. This process involves treaties often violated, forced removals, and various policies that led to the seizure of the vast amounts of land. It says the U.S. government frequently made and then broke treaties with the Native American tribes, leading to the loss of millions of acres. Okay, real quick. Slovakia. Slovakia, bro, with me, Baba Kasha. Dang, I can't find nothing. Slovakia about the background noise as well, Akim. Alright, this is not what I wanted, but this will suffice. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Here's the point, verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Salakia, about the interruption. But it says, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therein. So these people have broke peace treaties because that is in their nature. Okay, I really wanted a better scripture, but I can't really find it right now. It's not popping up for me. But I'm gonna go back to the AI review. It says forced removals. Policies with like the Indian Removal Act of 1830 resulted in the forced displacement of tribes from their ancestral lands, most notably the Trail of Tears. All right. And the dark history of America goes on and on and on. Okay, this whole thing is a stolen land. Okay. This whole thing, America's all stolen land. All right. Um, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When their morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Okay, and like the book of Job, chapter 24 and verse 9, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's exactly what Esau has done unto us and our heritage. Esau has taken our heritage by force and has removed us from our land, as it was prophesied. Okay, and we're going to come back to our land. Slaki, we're going to come back to our land. Okay, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Okay, and the house of Esau is the one that the Lord has for lack of better words, beef with. Okay, it says, in that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord Yahweh. All right. So we are going to have our land back, and these people took our lands. Okay, so I'm going to close out by going to Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1 yet again. Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. Stop celebrating shit like this, okay, because you're only making the people who conquered you even stronger, man. So, Low Willing was edifying, Low Willing was uplifting, Low Willing, you brothers got something from this, okay. It ain't nothing wrong, to go and get you a plate of food, or gaze up at the fireworks or whatever, but you shouldn't be full blown, celebrating it. You shouldn't be full blown spending money, go getting fireworks and this, that. No, So anyways, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.